that thirst is. Come ye to the water.
Drink for free. Why ya 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 ya? 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 Why ya ya ya? Can you tell me, wise man, what my life's about? 'Cause I read somewhere that he made me for his pledge, that he made me for his pledge. And then I sing by his hand, just 'cause he loves the sound. But can you tell me, wise man, what my life's about? He said, why do you spend your money on what is not bread, and your wages on what does not satisfy? Why ya 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 ya? Why ya ya? Can you tell me, doctor, why I'm so lonely at night? 'Cause I read somewhere it's 'cause I'm living with no hope. It's 'cause I'm living with no hope. Is this it, doctor? I live then I die. Drink every passing pleasure, but never satisfied. He said, why do you spend your money on what is not bread, and your wages on what does not satisfy? Why do you spend your money on what is not bread, and your wages on what does not satisfy? Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why?
He that hath money, come ye. Yea, wine and milk without money, and without pride.
You haven't probably been here in this month.
It's been a long time since I've been here in summer, I think.
Well, this is a different book. No doubt about that.
It's amazing. There's so much everywhere. It's just awesome. This is what I think everybody, when they get into this is what they aspire to.
Yeah. A raw finger line from this year's graphs.
And you've got the red, the blue, the yellow, right?
I got them all. I got about 23 varieties.
That's so cool. Besides the one that you're eating, what's your favorite?
Gummy Chama.
Gummy Chama? Yeah.
And followed by Cherry the Rio Grande, just because it's very similar, different shape, but it comes in earlier than Gummy Chama. See, Cherry the Rio Grande is a pretty early fruit, really. You know, it's like loquat. You know, loquats are pretty early, and you know, a yard like this, if you can't eat something every day of the year, you don't have the right plants, or you don't have enough of them. So, yeah. So, what do I do?
And what year did you start this?
I don't know. Maybe when I was 6. I don't know. Who's counting? You know. Sometimes you look at cement and there's dates on it, but I don't know. It'd be after my kids grew up in their 50s, so Well, I've always been doing this kind of stuff, so this is just one extreme. But after when we prune everything, because we have a chipper in here permanently over there under that canvas, we get the sun. We actually get to see the sun, and then the plants all really like that, and therefore they grow like you see now. And there is no sun now; you can't see anything. But it's 20 degrees cooler in here than in the front yard.
Yeah.
And you can have 2-story houses around you, but you don't know it, and that's half of what you're doing. Is you're creating your privacy if you want that, but everything you see you can eat, and that's kind of a good thing.
So before edible landscapes were a thing, you were already doing it.
Oh yeah. The rare fruit growers were doing that, and I would see what they were doing, but I can honestly go back there and say that of all the rare fruit growers that I've known, nobody is this crazy, let's just say, in a small area, because what we are is backyard arborists or whatever we want to call us. But this is, I counted all these, I recorded all these, and there was 250 like 10 years ago, and I haven't stopped planting things, so I always kind of estimate between 300 and 400 plants are on these 2 properties, and including the front yard next door too, and that's not even the shop. So, and then there's 1,000 plants in pots here, so it's like crazy. But so you got to put the time in, because we hand water. You don't. If you have it on irrigation, you'll never learn anything about your yard. You just eat bonbons, watch football, and get fat. Whereas you're out here and you're watering, all you see flowering out comes a little early this year. It's like Grummy Chumma. Grummy Chumma is a May fruit. And this year, half my tree gave fruit in May. I thought that was kind of odd. And now it's August, and I have edible fruit on my Grummy Chumma. Really? On the other half. Now, I don't know if that'll happen again, but that was pretty strange. You wouldn't have known that if you had irrigation.
Right.
So that's why you have to get involved with this if you're doing a project like this, because this is work. As you can see that, I'm constantly grafting, and you can see in front of here, these are finger limes that are grafted with all the varieties I have, and I continue to bring stuff in because it's this a favorite fruit right now. But I'm also heavy into Annonas with 30 different Annona varieties and counting. Because there's cool stuff out there, and where do you put it, right? Well, you don't mind if you kill a few plants, because it gives you some property to fill it in. So anyway, I don't know. Do you want to walk around, or what do you want?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll head back up into the jungle here, and you can see all kinds of fruit here growing up there. Got a bunch of figs there. This is a multi-grafted fig tree. Probably has 10 different varieties on it. But if you're trying to film it, like where does the fig start and the cherry of the Rio began, and then the Java plum is here right in the same hole. So you got several trees within 3 feet of each other, but that's how you get the trees in here.
So the standard orchard practice of having a certain amount of feet in between each tree is something that you do not adhere to or live by, obviously?
Well, I read those stories, and they hope that you put 10 feet between. Well, how many trees is that going to give you? 20? And so you have to start putting 3 of them in one hole, or you got to graft 6 varieties onto a tree, which are all doable. And then what you do, something I call cubic gardening, which is I divide my yard into airspace, and I might have this branch only taking 30% over here, 30-degree angle, and this tree might only take another 30 over here. So you're cubically dividing up your yard so that you can have more in a smaller space. Otherwise, you just got trees growing like crazy, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So
So you look at it more as what is encompassing above.
The air has it's the sun. You gotta divide the sun. Ground space is finite. I got more sun space up there, and I need to take care of that. So like you could plant a tree right here in the ground, but the sun is somewhere way over there, and so you can train your tree to go over there, and that's what I've done with mulberries, and all trees will be, you can just tweak them and move them where you want on the sun's category that you're looking for. So like in here, obviously there is no sun, but it's pretty comfortable.
It's nice.
There's like 10 different varieties of bananas on it, and some of them is going to disappear. He's just too big,
Yeah.
and they take too much of the sun out. But it is nice. This is, everything I'm looking at is edible, so